just prior to kickoff right now. They're lining up on the field. All exercises and calisthenics been taken. We've had the Pledge of Allegiance. See, we're going to take them to the field now and start play. Glad to have you folks with us. I hope you enjoyed a nice ball game.
Greg, back deep for Baker is number 1, Tony Sampson. Number 11, Mark Red. Number 2,
Alfred
Hudson. I think we got a pretty good night for football. It's a little warm tonight, a little humid.
Well, we've had rain all day today, Sid, and the field is real wet. And, of course, the field could become an equalizer tonight with the rain situation like it was.
There's a kick. It's going from number 2, Alfred Hudson. Picks it up on about the 12-yard line. Back out to about the 24.
They bring him up.
Looks like they're going to spot the ball on the 23-yard line. See, it'll be first down and 10 yards to go for the Baker Buffaloes on their initial possession of the football game.
Baker comes out in the wishbone. That's Jones with the ball. Looks like he might have picked up about 3 yards.
That's number 8, Major Jones, carrying the ball for the Buffaloes. Looks like a gain of about 2 yards, I said.
Yeah, it's a gain of 3. It'd be a second down and 7. Now, Greg, the field is fairly wet, but they've kept everybody off of it this week pretty much. The only day that they set foot on it was yesterday when they came out in shorts. But I'm sure in the second half, a lot of running on this team that's going to play a factor. I was Beeman with the ball that time. Looks like he picked up about a yard maybe. Major Jones going back in the ball game. Number 1, Tony Sampson coming out.
See, we didn't get much time before for a pregame show to kind of fill the people in on these two teams, and we're a little late getting some programs up here, but we'll set the stage in a few minutes with Baker's offense and Bengals defense.
Mook's back to pass. He's got Thomas wide open.
Beautiful pass.
It's number 6, Ty Thomas, all the way out to the 46-yard line. Well-executed pass play, Greg.
Well, they're coming out early again with that passing attack that they've got, that they demonstrated last week against Denham Springs. It was so successful. They know that they can, that they have that attack, and I think we're going to see a lot more of it before this year's over with.
I agree
and when
with
that happens, they loosen up the defensive lines and can get some running plays off.
Mook shows so much poise for a junior quarterback. He's really gained a lot of confidence in the last couple of weeks, and he's really impressing me with his passing.
Looks like
he's going to keep the ball. He's going to run with it. Looks like he's close to a first down. It'll be a little short, about a yard short of a first down. A pickup of 9 on a play. He's going to bring up second down and 1.
Chris getting a little excited that time when the man took him down. He landed on top of the guy and never did actually touch the ground, so Chris came up running. He thought maybe he could still go. Frank Beeman came out of the ball game for the Buffaloes. And the replacement, I believe, would be maybe number 2, Alfred Hudson. There's Hudson.
Good pickup. First down. Brings the ball in down to about the 43-yard line. Correction, it'll be about the 37.
Well, Baker started on their own 23, so they're down to the Bengal 38-yard line. They have a good drive going right now. Of course, the key to that was that long pass play a while ago from Chris Mook to Ty Thomas on the left side of the offensive line.
Looks like the umbrellas are popping out down there. The rain's picking up.
Yeah, you can see the rain in the screen there.
That was Beeman with the ball.
Well, you hate to see weather like this in a ball game that you don't get to see all of the various talents that these two teams have. They'll both be playing basically hold on to the football, conservative football when the rain's coming down like that. I guess the folks can see the rain coming down in the lights there. Folks, it's coming down hard right now. It's virtually pouring down, raining out there. We've got just a blank sea of umbrellas in the stadiums.
There goes Nettles up the middle. Looks like he picked up about 3 yards. It's going to bring up a third down and about, well, let's call it a long 2. Well, it's more like 3rd and 1.
Break out your windshield wipers.
I hate to see this, too, because Mook looked very confident in the opening couple plays there with his passing game, and, of course, this kind of rain here definitely affects the passing game.
It sure will. It'll destroy a passing game, and
hand off to Hudson. He's going to be looks like
another thing, Sid, is that leather football is just about as slippery as you get. Look at all the umbrellas in the stadium that we have here. It just looks like
I see Baker's band is retreating to the band room.
A floor of umbrellas here. Yeah, the band's making a move.
Greg, I tell you, if it was back in our day when we had homecoming floats and all that stuff, we'd really have a mess, huh?
I'm telling you. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is homecoming for Baker, and they're planned a substantial ceremony for halftime. Well, of course, we hope they don't put any dampers on that. Maybe this rain will come through and pass through in a hurry so that the atmospheric conditions get back to normal.
Greg, it's going to be awful close here for the first down. From where I'm at, it looks like Baker may have it, but I'm sure they're going to call time for a measurement.
See, I'm not sure whether they do it or not. It's
going to be awful close.
Looks like it could be a half a football short.
First down.
Good.
First down.
Of course, you're talking about this kind of weather playing havoc for the passing game, but this is detrimental to the running game on sweeps and wide plays. You can't get any footing to turn those corners. And again, that football, leather football is just as slippery as glass, and it's just hard to hang on to. You probably see a lot of fumbles tonight because of the weather condition.
Moves back to pass, he throws it up. He was trying to reach number 88, John Brosette, on that play, just overthrew him. Of course, John Brosette was very well covered. That might have been a wise move on Mook's part to overthrow him. He had a lot of Belaire Bengals around him.
That was in across, and I don't think that the end necessarily went in a deep enough pattern. He wasn't but about 3 or 4 yards past the line of scrimmage cutting across.
It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10, the ball on about the 28-yard line.
Folks, you get a lot better picture on your screen of what's taking place out here than the actual effects. It's hard to see that rain, but right now, as Mook rolls out left, this rain is pouring down.
He's got
hard.
Thomas open. He hits Thomas down on about the 10-yard line, be about the 11-yard line.
Does the rain affect their throwing game? Does it say they're going to come out?
Rain definitely hadn't scared them. That's 2 passes in a row that they've thrown.
Well, I tell you, in a way, the passing game is as safe or maybe safer than trying to keep the ball on the ground because of having to handle it. Folks, again, it is pouring down. If you can see that on your screen, I don't know whether you can detect it or not, but we have the monsoons out here right now.
On both of the passes that he completed to Thomas, Thomas was wide open on both plays.
That might be the
Looks
way
back
to go.
to pass again. He's got out. He's
Major
fumbled
Jones,
out of bounds, but I think they're going to call it
but he
complete.
fumbled it out of bounds.
Was complete to Major Jones down about the 1-yard line. And Baker can get a first down where the official's marking the ball.
He coughed the ball up, Sid, but he clearly had possession of the football long enough to make a reception, and then the defender come over and hit him, and the ball was knocked out of his hands, out of bounds.
I know I keep repeating myself, but I'm very impressed with Mook. That kid, to me, is showing me a lot of poise and a lot of character. He looks very confident. Yep.
Now, you need to remind the folks, too, that this quarterback is just a junior. He's not a senior quarterback. See
Looks
what
like
I'm
we lost a little yardage on that play. That was
talking about on the running game, Sid, that it's hard to get that footing, to get that extra power.
Yeah, that was Craig Beaton.
It's going to bring up a 3rd down from about the 2-yard line, Greg.
1 yard first down, ball is about the 2.5-yard line.
Keep in mind, Baker can still get a 1st and 10. a 1st and goal from this distance if they get past that
This
yard.
kind of weather playing football makes coaches grow old fast, I can tell you.
Hand off to Jones. Jones may be down close enough for the 1st down. It's a 3rd down play.
He can still pick up a 1st down before he gets to the goal line. They're spotting it.
We're going to measure the ball. It's going to be awful close. If they don't, it'll be 4th down.
He must have been outside.
We still got all the umbrellas out.
It appears he's got enough, see?
It's going to give Baker 1st and goal from the 1-yard line.
You can remember when you played high school football that it was kind of fun to be in a game when it was raining out there like that. But it's definitely not secure, however much fun it might be. But look, it's kind of weather is prone for injuries, too. People can get hurt because of miscuing.
Looks like Baker came up short that time. Hudson was a ball carrier, number 56, Bruce Williams. 185-pound junior for Belaire made the stop, along with several other.
Looked like there was a little confusion or misunderstanding in the backfield that time, but before they could get the play off.
Hey, things have gotten tough down around that goal line. This makes the 4th crack we've had at it. From inside the
Even though we picked up a 1st down, we could have got, in 4 downs, we could have got more yardage than we've gotten. There's a fumble.
Belaire's indicating they have the ball. Baker's indicating we've maintained possession, but
I think their officials
calling it 3rd down.
Makes you kind of wonder whether they ought to go to the air being down in that close, because they virtually had 5 plays right there, Sid, and hadn't gained an inch, I don't think.
No, we haven't, with the exception of that 1st down, which was about a less than a yard there.
Considering what we've lost on some of those plays, we're right back where we started 5 downs ago.
Mook's on a rollout. He's throwing the ball over the middle. It's incomplete. That was intended to number 1, Tony Sampson. It's going to bring up a 4th down play.
Man, when you went 6 downs from right there virtually 1 yard away, and you got all the marbles is on one play, it kind of makes you less skeptic. Coach Stewart signaling a play from the sidelines here, so
Mook's on a rollout. He's back throwing the ball. It's incomplete.
That's a great goal line stance by the Bengals down there. Baker drove the football from the 23 from their own 23-yard line down to the 1-yard line, but the Bengals stopped them on some key defensive plays right up the middle, Sid, and I think, again, it's because of footing and weather conditions, just like Mook trying to throw the football right there. You could see that he couldn't get a grip on the football. He miscued it on the throw.
Well, you certainly hate to have an impressive drive like they have and go all the way down and have 6 cracks at the goal line from within the 2-yard line. It's very discouraging, and it's got to be a shot in the arm for Belaire.
Of course, now offensively, they're under the gun with the weather conditions like they are. They're going to be the ones messing with the slippery football.
Looks like he came out for about 8 yards that time.
Now the Belaire Bengals are going to show us what they can do on offense. Their first play from scrimmage, they've made about an 8-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd down and 2. Again, folks, this is homecoming for the Baker Buffaloes tonight. We're hoping that the weather clears up substantially so that we can have a nice halftime homecoming performance.
That's a good play that time. It looked like that was number 2, Garner, the ball carrier. Lost yards on the play, and there is a flag now. Tackle was made by number 28, Danny Allen, that time. It was a good job by Danny coming up from his cornerback position.
Well, I'm not sure that's where the ball was supposed to be run to the outside. It looked like he got in trouble inside tackle and then tried to go outside, and then Baker maintained the coverage to the outside.
Number 54, Barry Causey, made the initial contact on him, and he went outside and got away from Causey, and that's when Allen came up from cornerback position and stopped him for a loss. But the penalty is going against Belaire. He's bringing the ball back to about the 5-yard line.
If he'll get the down over, then it'll be second down now and 7 instead of 3rd and 2.
Baker definitely needs to try to keep Belaire in a hole here and get the turnover, and we should have pretty good field position out of it. Well, the rain has stopped, and all the umbrellas have gone back in. There's another flag. Belaire may have taken too much time. The 88 Brossette's indicating that it is against Belaire. We're going to wait for this.
Offsides. See if they indicate it's offsides. I guess the offensive line lined up offside. Surely they're not going to. Well, I guess they had to before the ball was snapped. It'll be a penalty half the distance. No, yeah, half the distance to the goal. Since the ball wasn't snapped, the Baker didn't get an opportunity to refuse the penalty and change the down.
Well, it brings up second down and a long 9 for Belaire. The ball on about the 2.5-yard line. Baker definitely wants to try to keep him in a hole here.
Might look for that same play that Belaire scored that 8-yard run on a while ago.
Fumble on the play. Looks like they may. I don't know. There's a big pile up down there. Officials indicating 3rd down. Tell you what, a lot of this game's been played right down inside the 5-yard line in the middle of the field, and you can see it getting pretty muddy right now.
7 plays of the ball game's been right there so far, with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter here at Wedge County Stadium, folks. We had a score 0-0 between the Baker Buffaloes and the Bengals of Belaire. The South Baton Rouge Belaire football team coming up here to Wedge County Stadium. This is a district ball game of 7 quad A.
That's number 2, Brian Garner. That's going to force Belaire to punt. Belaire's in second spot, in sole possession of second spot going into tonight's game.
Is that right?
Yeah. Of course, Baker being in the top seat with 3 district wins.
Well, they put them in punt formation. They held them on that series of downs, Sid, so.
Back to Prosper Belaire. Sampson deep for Baker. By Thomas playing short. No right.
Pretty nice punt. It's going to number 1, Tony Sampson. He drops it on about the 45. Just like he said, he lost his footing. Well, that was definitely a case of the field playing a factor there.
Yeah, that little man right there can definitely field the football, and he can definitely run it. And you've seen that in both cases, they're fielding it and running it. He was hampered that time because of the weather and the field conditions. But right now would be a condition where those old cleats we used to wear in high school would be handy to have back. Those old nylon cleats with steel points on them that would really get down in that mud. These shoes they wear nowadays are just not designed for heavy weather.
Pitch back to number 24 is a flag on the play. Fumble also. Baker's got the ball back.
Well, the flag on the play probably where it was thrown at the time it was thrown is going to indicate clipping, see it? A crack block below the knee.
That ball was recovered by number 64, Ken Lang, but it's going to all be nullified by the penalty.
An illegal blocking below the waist. Well, you can see on that play how difficult it is going to be to maintain control of that football when you're carrying it. A little contact shakes that thing loose.
Illegal block against Baker. It'll still bring first down. It'd be a first down and 20.
I guess the folks can hear in the background whenever the call is being made by the official. It is coming from the field. The official is wired for sound. on the field level. Whenever you hear the indication of the penalty, that is the official on the field himself that's calling that.
May. Okay. I knew it was Ronnie, but I didn't know.
There's a pass.
Pass was intended for Thomas. It was broke up by number 31. That's Eric Chalk.
Well, he was well covered by Chalk and number 5, Williams, Leroy Williams. They were both right there with him. Got 50 seconds left to go in the first quarter. The score is still 0-0. Baker's got possession of the football at their own 45-yard line, Sid.
Well, brings up a second down and 25 for Baker. The ball at their own 45-yard line. Ty Thomas wide open that time again. Looks like he's going to run out of bounds on about the 34-yard line, Belaire.
Well, that wasn't a bad move to run out of bounds. He's down there by himself, and 2 or 3 people's converging on him, and he maybe could get another yard or 2, but he chances coughing up that football without any of his folks down there with him to help recover it in case he did. So running out of bounds after he had the first down, gaining yardage. Well, he didn't have the first down, but he gained some substantial yardage that time on that play.
That was a 21-yard pickup.
Yeah, he picked up the 15-yard penalty we had a while ago, plus about 7.
Thomas has been wide open tonight on most all of his routes.
Going to be about 3rd down and 4, I think.
Fumble on the play. Seemed to be a big mix-up there, Greg.
Looks like 4th down. I think Baker recovered the football.
Fumble on the play to be 4th down. Ball from the play back to the 36-yard line will be 4th down and 4.
We got a 4th and 5 for Baker. And in the punt is number 41, Alton Gajons. Everybody knows in last week's game, Jimmy Hubbard was injured, and he's not dressed out tonight. His injury's not that serious.
Well, he got it inside the 20. That's all we can say for that kick.
Well, when he kicked,
he didn't bring it out to about the 22.
When he kicked the ball, his foot and lost his foot and went out from under him.
There's no time left in the first quarter, folks. That's the end of the first quarter. We're going to take a break now for a commercial message. We'll be back with you in a few moments. Okay, here we are, folks, back at Wedge Kai Stadium, starting the second quarter of play between the Bengals of Belaire and the Buffaloes of Baker. Sid?
Warner gets for the 23. Pick up a run, second.
Bring up 2nd down and 9 for Belaire.
Both defenses look tough out there tonight, Sid. In particular, Belaire in that 7 or 8 game scrimmage we had down there at the goal line a while ago held the Buffaloes out of the end zone. Rather disappointing on your offense, but commendable of Belaire's defense.
As a reverse play, number 31, he's going to throw the ball. He's got his man open. He just overthrew him, Greg.
Pass was intended for number 12, and I don't even see him on the program, Sid. He might be one of them ghost players that they just bring in from the north when they need a play like that.
It's going to be, I think, Greg, Orlando Green. He's wearing number 12. His normal number is 10, but
right,
he's wearing...
Right, he plays tight end on offense and cornerback on defense. I knew somebody would know it. I knew he'd just ease into the stadium.
Brings up a 3rd down and 9 for Belaire.
That's Orlando Green. 12.
Back to pass again. He's going the other way to number 20. He had him wide open. He's out for a 1st down and then some. Crosses over the 50-yard line into Baker territory down to about the 48-yard line.
Boy, it appears that Belaire's caught on that the way to move the football out there tonight is throw it. And I'm going to tell you a while ago on that halfback pass attempt, that receiver was wide open. He was virtually wide open. He didn't catch it because the ball just wasn't on mark. That's the only reason. Please.
20 is Green. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Not 12.
Well, we found out it's not Orlando Green. It might be, it still might be Zorro or somebody sneaking.
Well, number 20 is not listed in the program either, but it is Orlando
Look
Green.
here, look here.
Good play. They call it an incomplete.
Shovel pass.
That's a big play defensively for Baker.
Coraccioli to Green. Plus 20.
Family rule and a forward pass incomplete. This is 2nd down. Then number 10 from the left of the 30-yard line.
I didn't realize that Jimmy Hubbard wasn't dressed out. Said he's not dressed out at all for the...
No, Greg, he's in blue jeans. Hand off to number 2, Garner. That's a good gain on play. Looks like he's got enough for a 1st down.
Beautiful tackle by Mike Red, number 11.
1st down. Ball is out at the
30-second, Robert.
from the left of the 30-yard line.
How many did you give him? 11, okay.
I don't think we have replay capabilities tonight, instant replays, do we?
Well, what in the world's wrong?
I think we're going to eventually work all that out. Folks, we're just picking on our director up here, Mr. Jed Dayrees, funning with him a little bit because we know he can't take a joke.
You mean old Squirt?
Yeah, Squirt.
Squirt gun.
I want to tell you what I'm compliment these fellas. Said they've been up here for several hours prior to this football game day trying to put this thing together, and it takes a lot of work to bring a football game like this to you. I want to thank Group W on behalf of all of the citizens of Baker for bringing this service to the community. Not necessarily the football games, but a lot of the activities that we have in the area. And there's people, it takes people to do this, and 2 people in particular, Mr. Bert Carson, who's the director tonight, and assistant director, Mr. Jed Dayrees. And I want to particularly thank Ray Beavers, who is the manager of Group W in Baker.
Ooh, almost intercepted by number 43. That's going to be Cedric Triplett. Greg, I share those sentiments with you. You know, you're absolutely right. These guys here are the ones that's behind the scene that have to lug all this equipment along with Mr. Goo Allen, and they're the ones that have to bring all this heavy equipment up here, get it set up hours and hours ahead of time, and have to take it down. And you and I were able to show up 30 minutes prior, and we're the ones that have all the fun. But it is a lot of work, and we appreciate what they do.
When we have it 3rd down and 11, Sid, they're going to be putting the ball in the air.
Good pressure, good pursuit. All right. That's number 45 for Baker, Larkin, Weber, and
number 88.
Number 88, that'll be Brosette. That was very good pursuit that time. They had good pressure, got the sack.
Well, that saved a possible 1st down. It'll bring up 4th down, Sid, and the Bengals are in punt formation to kick the football. Deep to receive for the Buffaloes, of course, number 1, Tony Sampson. Tony's kind of hid by that telephone pole there, but we'll try to pick him up as he makes his way up the field.
Ball's going to roll dead down to the 16-yard line.
Well, there was a punt, nobody there to receive it. which was probably a wise move considering the field conditions. Everybody was left unmolested that time, so we'll start from about the 17-yard line with 1st and 10 for the Baker Buffalo.
I see the Baker band has returned to the bleachers now.
I've always wondered what those folks would do in the band like that whenever a rainstorm would come. They have a lot of dollars tied up in expensive equipment up there.
Well, the cost in cleaning those uniforms, too, those aren't the kind you can throw in the washing machine. That's Sampson comes around, good pursuit by the Bengals. Looks like he actually may have lost a yard.
Well, folks, the score is still 0-0 with 8 minutes and 45 seconds left to go here in the first half of play tonight. Baker had an opportunity to put some points on the board early in the ball game on an initial drive, Sid, where they got down into inside the 1-yard line, and within that range right there had some 7 or 8 plays and never did cross the goal line. That might come back to haunt him here a little later tonight.
Quarterback sneak move up the middle. Like he might have picked up about 2 yards.
Well, you talk about Jed Dayrees and Bert Carson, all the work they've done up here, and you mentioned our cameraman over, Mr. Goo Allen. I want to remind people that's not something they studied in biology. That's the boy's name.
See what Baker do on this place. Big 3rd down and 9. Mook's on a rollout. He's looking back to Converse. Oh, in and out of the hands of number 1, Tony Sampson's a flag on the play.
Yeah, a little action after the ball was dead. There was a little action on the play. Looks like maybe by the Bengals. I want to tell you something, Sid. Mook had enough time back here in that pocket that time to come up here and help Joe Planis write this article, man. He could have taken a month back there.
Well, that's a big break for Baker with that penalty. It appears to be going against Belaire. It may be enough for 1st down. I'm sure it will be.
See Coach Stewart showing a little frustration on the sidelines because he knows, and it's not necessarily his team that he's frustrated over, maybe the conditions of the field or what have you, but he feels like right now he ought to have 7 points on that board, and I think there's a lot of folks dressed in red and black in these stands feel the same thing.
Gives Baker 1st and 10 on the 33-yard line. There's a pitch back going to 24.
Al Cummings.
As Cummings, he breaks it out. Good game. Number 24, Al Cummings. Looks like he may have enough for 1st down on that play. That is giving Baker a 1st down. That was Baker's best run from scrimmage tonight.
Cummings picks up a 1st down this year from their own 44-yard line.
What a good run.
Great play. Of course, I keep going back to this. Young man had all day to throw the ball, but that was a beautifully thrown pass. He aired that ball out. Ty Thomas had beat his man. Just threw over the head of the defensive back right there, hit him on a dead run.
I want to tell you something else that's important. Is Ty judged that ball perfectly. He didn't go back up with the 2 defenders who came up short. He had the ball judged right, and they misjudged the football. He could see all the time the ball was going to clear them, so he just kept running. And he was right there under the football. Beautiful reception by number 6, Ty Thomas, son of Coach Larry Thomas. And a beautiful pass by Coach Mook's son, Chris Mook.
46-yard pass play. Pitch back to Hudson. Hudson's got some blockers in front of him.
Alfred Hudson.
He's down inside the 5-yard line.
Where, Ronnie? About the four?
Sid, I want to compliment you. You hadn't said Glen Oaks one time tonight, and when I was coming in the stadium tonight, I must have had 500 people stop me and say, remind Sid that we're playing Belaire tonight. We're not playing Glen Oaks till later in the season.
Well, those of you who are interested, Glen Oaks is playing Capital tonight in Memorial Stadium for their homecoming. It's Capital's homecoming.
I believe it was Beeman on the carry that time, Sid. Craig Beeman, number 21.
Where, Ronnie? About the three or what?
Hey, Mr. Black Joe Atkinson up here visiting us in the press box tonight. Black Joe, how you doing? You enjoying the football game? If we get in the end zone now, we're going to have some fun, I think.
Well, it's 3rd and goal from the 3. Correction to 2. Looks like a touchdown. Touchdown, Baker.
Big Dino Nettles, I believe. Big Dean, number 32. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Leading that play that time was number 63, John Bergeron, number 72, Pat Holly. They did a good job of blocking. Dino just followed in behind them and got across the goal line.
All right, kicking extra points for Baker tonight will be Theron Duncan. Since Jimmy Hubbard's out on the injured list right now.
It's good.
Beautiful kick. All right, 5 minutes and 36 seconds left in the first half. The score, Baker 7, Belaire nothing. We're going to take a break here for a commercial message. Be back for the kickoff. Stadium, folks. Baker just made a touchdown to lead the Belaire Bengals 7-0 with 5:36 left to go in the first half. Theron Duncan back to kick off for the Baker Buffalo.
He didn't want to go down, did he?
Well, 41 is Brian Collier running the football for Belaire that time, and he did make a good run, Sid, and he bobbled the ball on the initial catch there, and the Baker Buffaloes converged on it. Sometimes you can spring like that if you get outside, and he almost did.
Look at one of Belaire's big tackles, number 78, Richard Briggs, 6'1", 285 senior. Pretty nice sized lad.
We got a telephone post in the way right here, but I think we'll get to see the majority of the play. Belaire got a man in motion.
Ooh, almost intercepted by number 11, Mike Red.
The ball was tipped up on the defensive line, and it was just a duck floating out there, and Mike Red almost picked it off, see? I think the rains are coming again. I see the umbrellas popping open down here, popping up all over the stadium. Looks like this weather's going to play havoc with us all night tonight. Little shovel pass.
Good job that time. Looks like that's going to be number 77, Matt Young, made the tackle. It was a good job. He had a blocker on him. Was able to fight off the block and make the tackle.
Is it pass, but I don't think it's a gain on it.
Number 22, Steve Morgan's coming in the ball game for Baker. Number 14 coming out to be William Jackson.
Matt Young on their last defensive play. Bengals throws the corner. Out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
Baker changed their defense up that time. They had 5 defensive backs in the game.
They were definitely expecting a pass, and they got caught by surprise because it was a design running play from the beginning, see?
From the 29 to the 45. It's over the 45. What's doing, next to the other one.
The rain's coming down again, folks. Not as hard as it was previously, but we do have a little rain. We have a timeout on the field right now, Sid. Folks, with 4 minutes and 32 seconds left to go in the first half of play, Baker leads Belaire 7-0 here at Wedge Guys. We'd like to remind you again that tonight is homecoming for the Baker Buffaloes. Across the field over there, we have the band coming up the side. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank some of our sponsors tonight for bringing this ball game to you.
Greg, we'd like to thank Sonic Drive-In of Baker, Mr. Ken Robinson, the manager. Sonic is providing the delicious food in the press box for us tonight at halftime. We really want to thank them. Ken is very civic-minded. As you know, Greg, every time we've ever called on him for anything, he's been right there, Johnny, on the spot with him. We really appreciate their support. Also, First State Bank, Mr. Tom Gay and Randy Burris. Billy Ann's Flowers, Miss Billy Ann Riddle. Nelson and East Ford and Zachary, Mr. Jim East and Bob Durr, manager. Miller Terrell Buick in Baton Rouge, Mr. Jim Miller. Capital Union Bank, Mr. Rudy Gomez. Steinberg Sports Center in Baton Rouge, Mr. Richard Lipsey. Without these people's support, it'd be hard to put this program on. We really appreciate their...
We really do, Sid. We're back to play here where the Bengals have 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line. Shovel pass again.
Shovel pass for 3.
Well, number 88 was in there. John Brosset was in there right on top of the quarterback, and just as he made contact with the quarterback, we had that little shovel pass. There was a gain on the play, but there's a flag on the play right now, Sid. Talking about your sponsors, Mr. Randy Burris with First State Bank's daughters in the homecoming court tonight, I believe.
Well, Greg, walk in right now is Captain Jimmy Jackson. He's been gracious enough to bring us up this care package here from the Sonic. Just made it, huh, Jim?
Here comes the care package from our good neighbor and sponsor tonight, Sonic Drive-In, and Joe Planis was fixing to send out the smoke signals for you there, Jimmy. He didn't know if he was going to make it in time. He was starving to death over it. They don't feed him up there at the morning now. Did you know that?
No, I've been real busy, though, helping out the people of Baker.
Yeah, you're dedicated.
It's a good place to live.
That's what Joey said.
He's the one who wrote the line for him. It's 1st and 15 for Belaire. Boy, he picked up about 10 yards on that play, a little better than 10. Right at it. Bring
Gain of 10, be 2nd and 5, it looks like.
2nd and 4, 40.
Well, 3 minutes.
Tried that little shovel pass several times tonight, Sid, and it's worked a couple of times. Sometimes it's hard to defend.
Had to go back for the pass. Looks like he might have actually lost a little yardage on the play.
Might have been more advantageous for him just to let that ball go incomplete that time. I think he lost about a yard on the play.
Well, with 3 minutes left in the first half, Baker up 7-0. They certainly don't want Belaire to get on the board.
It could make it interesting here, right? If they picked up a first down.
Beautiful coverage. Beautiful defensive coverage.
Good play.
Well, they had that. The defense had that play cued right from the snap. Defensive end went out there and maintained his territory that time to stop that sweep play. It was a pitch out to the fullback around the left end that time. Great pursuit on the part of the defensive line.
He lost the jaw right there.
And back to punt is number 42, Dennis Borderline, and back deep to receive number 1, Tony Sampson.
4 minutes, with 2 minutes left in the ball game, folks. It's 7-0 Baker.
Sampson lets the ball roll. It's going dead on about the 14, 13-yard line of Baker.
Now that'll bring the Baker Buffalo offensive team back on the field with 1 minute and 41 seconds left to go in the first half of play. The Baker Buffaloes lead the Bengals 7-0 here at Wedge County Stadium. Folks, we want to remind you to stay tuned at halftime for the halftime festivities of the Baker Band and the homecoming court for Baker's homecoming ceremonies down here. You see a lot of beautiful young ladies who are the homecoming maids, and then the queen will be picked, and nobody knows yet who that will be. So it'll be a surprise. Stay tuned with us.
Looks like it was Sampson with the ball. Maybe picked up about 2 yards.
There's a timeout on the field. Belaire calling timeout. Even though they're on defense here, they feel like maybe that deep in the territory they can get Baker miscuing down there. And it's very possible that things like this could happen with a field condition like it is. Of course, you hope it don't. But I think that's what they're counting on when they call the timeout, because in territory like that, if they could get possession of the football down there, they would definitely have an opportunity to put some points on the board. Of course, you can expect Baker right now, being in that situation with 1 minute and 27 seconds left in the first half, to play rather conservative to make sure they handle the ball well and try to run the clock on out at this point, I would think. We have Coach Stewart on the sidelines talking to his quarterback. As the head coach of Baker High School football and athletic director, Coach James C. Stewart, who's in his, I believe, 16th year at Baker this year, Sid, with a very terrific record as far as wins, loss are concerned. He's about 700 average, I believe, in wins.
That's unbelievable for a high school coach, or any coach for that matter.
There's a flag on the
Baker
play.
may have taken too much time.
I didn't realize they could take too much time after a timeout like that.
Well, that's true. That's must have lined up all sides. It was the line judge.
We're going to work. Called all sides against Baker. They came out and the offensive line, one of the players must have lined up across the line of scrimmage. Now that costs you 5 yards closer to your own goal line without any time run off the clock. I don't think you can expect Baker to do anything really exciting right now, Sid, except to run some time off that clock, being that deep in their own territory.
A hand off to Beeman.
You gain that 5 yards back. Again, that's conservative football, which is what you need to do down there right now. Folks, the little man right there on the screen running the dry football in is Mr. John Keller, son of Mr. and Mrs. Clayton Keller, Mr. and Mrs. J.C. Keller of Baker, Louisiana. I used to pick at Clayton Keller all the time. He says his name J.C. Keller, but his friends call him Clayton. I said, how you doing, J.C.? I think the only guy that entertained was our assistant director over here, Mr. Jed Davis. He got a kick out of that. He's still laughing. I'm going to tell you anything I say, he laughs. You know what I'm saying? Jed Davis thinks I'm the funniest guy in town. I tell you, I entertain him all the time. He's the best audience I've got.
Belaire called another timeout with 38 seconds left in the first half. 4th down and 7 for Baker. I'm sure they'll punt the ball.
Up in business in the booth, my main man, Mr. Captain Jimmy Jackson with the Baker Police Department.
Nice punt by Gajan. Ball's going to the 41-yard line of Belaire.
Ball's going to be down by number 22, Steve Morgan, where the Belaire Bengals will take the football over with 27 seconds left in the first half, 1st and 10 from their own, see where they've spotted, from their own 41-yard line, it appears. You can expect, I guess, Belaire to put the football in the air. They don't have anything to lose at this point, being at midfield up there. And doggone, see what I know about football. I can tell automatically that's what they was going to do was run. See, I knew they wasn't going to throw all the time.
Well, I'm sure that
Clock's running down now at 6, 5,
Belaire's
4,
content
3,
to let it run out.
2, 1. Folks, that's the end of the first half of play here in Wedge County with the score of Baker Buffalo 7, Belaire's a Bengal nothing. We'll be back with halftime activities, homecoming ceremonies after a word from our sponsors. Here we are, folks, back at halftime with at Wedge County Stadium at Senator Field. We see the principal of Baker High School, Mr. Jerry Epperson, along with Councilman Duke West, Councilman Sonny Verdi, Mr. Ryder with the Buffalo. This is a culmination of an effort that's been taking place for weeks in Baker to save the Buffy program. Councilman Duke West. Councilman Sonny Verdi standing next to him. As everybody knows, the effort in the community for the past several weeks has been Save the Buffy program to raise some funds because of the need to feed the buffalo and maintain the buffalo has got to be very expensive. We've had a lot of support from the community. This is some of the people out here right now that worked real hard to make this program a reality. Through advertisement of the program and all of the community support, McDonald's got involved. And there you see Ronald McDonald, a clown to your left out there. McDonald's came forward and said that they would pick up the bill to save Buffy, the buffalo mascot, to support the program and to feed the buffaloes for the buffalo for the continuance. There's the owner of the local McDonald's stores in Baton Rouge, Mr. Charlie Veluzzo, who is making a presentation tonight to the high school of the as he presented a check to Councilman Duke Wells for a check for $5,700 for the Save the Buffalo program. McDonald's has virtually sponsored and became foster parents of Buffy the buffalo.
We're just real delighted to participate and keep the buffalo out here in the real tradition of Baker High School. Thank you very much.
There you have it, folks. The owner of all the McDonald's stores in this area, Mr. Charlie Veluzzo, presenting a check to the committee for $5,700 to save Buffy, to maintain him and feed him, and I don't think you have to clothe him. See, he's got a nice coat on already.
At this time, I want to introduce Mr. Ken Ryder, who's the owner of Buffy and Buffy the Baker Town. Come here, Ken.
Mr. Ken Ryder, the owner of Buffy the buffalo, who brought him to Baker some 3 or 4 years ago, and this buffalo virtually grew up with us right here.
Students, faculty at Baker High School, and all the football fans. So they were there the 3 years that I had Buffalo. And I'm thankful to Mr. Charlie Veluzzo and McDonald's for helping us out. And I'm just thankful all the way around. Appreciate everybody.
Yeah, Mr. Ken Ryder, the owner of Buffy the Buffalo, who brought Baker to Bufftown some 3 or 4 years ago, has kept this buffalo and fed him, and he just got to be where it's just too expensive for one family to be burdened with that expense. And on behalf of McDonald's and a lot of other folks in the community, old Buffy will be provided for. There they go, leading him off the field. It looks like he'd like to be in the homecoming court right now, but I don't think Buffy's going to get that honor tonight. Tonight, folks, we have some beautiful young ladies in the homecoming court across the field over there that you'll see come across the field for the procession of the homecoming maids, and a little later for the queen of the homecoming court to be crowned.
Now presenting the maids from the 9th grade. These maids were elected by their freshman class. First who presented is Stacy Floyd. 9th grade maid. She is the daughter of Patty and Roger Floyd. Escorted tonight by her father. Her hobbies are dancing, swimming, and talking on the telephone. Her activities are taking dancing at the Dutton Southern Academy. One of her goals is to go to LSU, and another is to continue her dancing. Stacy Floyd, 9th grade maid.
With Stacy Boyd being escorted by her father.
Next maid from the 9th grade is Shannon Lowry. Her parents are George and Vicky Lowry. Shannon is escorted tonight by...
Next we have Miss Shannon Ory, a ninth grade, another ninth grade maid.
Her goal is to become a fashion model or perhaps the law secretary. Shannon Ory, 9th grade maid.
Shannon Ory escorted by her father.
Third maid from the 9th grade, Renetta Michelle Purcell. Parents are Mary Purcell and Ronnie Purcell. Renetta is escorted tonight by her father, Ronnie Purcell. Her hobbies are dancing.
Michelle Purcell, escorted by her father tonight.
Her goal is to become a model. Renetta Purcell, 9th grade maid. The And now the fourth grade from the ninth grade, Tanya Stewart. Up there from Mr. Mason, William and Leroy Stewart. Tonight she's escorted by...
Do we have Miss Tanya Stewart?
Tanya's mothers are talking on the phone and going out. She's a member of the...
Escorted by her brother.
She plans to be a nurse or a student.
This is a 1985 homecoming court, as you're seeing here tonight, folks. The homecoming festivities at Baker High School.
And now for the 10th grade. First, Don Fisher. Up there for Mr. Lucas.
This will be the 10th grade maids now.
John's escorting tonight by Charles Fisher, her father. Her hobbies include shopping,
Don Fisher.
dancing, telephone, and English free. She's a work at the Bethel Baptist Church.
Escorted by Mr. Charles Fisher.
Such as volleyball, softball, and basketball. One of her goals is to accomplish all I can in life and to live to do this to the fullest. After graduation, she'd like to be a model. Next maid from the 6th grade, Juanita Katrina Lewis. Up there from Mr. and Mrs. Fitz Lewis, Jr. Juanita is escorted tonight by her father, Mr. Fitz Lewis. Her hobbies include singing, dancing, gymnastics, and many interesting
Do we have Miss Juanita Lewis?
She belongs to our 4-H, top teams, and cheerleading. Her activities are modeling, pageants, and sports, and of course cheerleading here at Bethel High School. Her goal is to like to become an optometrist. Juanita Lewis, 5th grade, maid.
Juanita Lewis,
Next maid
10th grade maid.
Melissa Dawn DePerry, otherwise known as Missy. Her parents are Mr. and Mrs.
There we have Miss Missy McClary, escorted by her father, Mr. Mike McClary.
Her hobbies include playing sports and talking on the phone. Her activities
Isn't he a handsome young man, Sid?
softball and volleyball.
I seen him here earlier tonight, and I was wondering why he was so dressed up to come to a Baker High School football game. The rascal didn't tell me that he was in part of the ceremonies down there. My good friend of yours, Mr. Mike McClary, along with his beautiful daughter, Miss Missy McClary.
Missy sure looks like a mother.
Next maid from the 6th
Thank
grade,
goodness.
Monica Renee Scott. Her parents are Mr. and Mrs. Fred Scott. Escorted tonight by her grandfather, Mr. Willard Scott. Monica's hobbies include aerobics, tennis, modeling, acting, shopping, and photography. She's a member of the drama, chorus, and junior student club. Her activities include modeling, acting, and tennis. She plans to attend college and major in accounting or a career in fashion merchandising. Monica Scott.
Now, Miss Monica Scott, escorted by her father. I'm sorry, her grandfather.
Now for the junior maid, the first is Marcia Lynette Chapman. Her parents are Mr. and Mrs. Harold Chapman. She's escorted tonight from her father, Harold Chapman. Marcia's hobbies include cheerleading, dancing, gymnastics, shopping, reading...
This is the junior maids now.
She belongs to the Beta Club in 4-H. She's a cheerleader, member of the top team of American Pop Ladies, and active member of the church extra board. She plans to go to college and become successful in the field of computer science. Marcia Chapman, 11th grade maid.
Miss Marcia Chapman.
Next grade from the junior class, Joanne Potan. Her parents are Mr. and Mrs. Julie Potan.
We have Miss Joanne Potan.
Her hobbies include cheerleading, dancing, drawing, tennis.
Miss Joanne Potan, escorted by her father, Mr. Huey Potan. This is the junior maids.
She's a cheerleader here at Baker High School, belongs to Rockefeller Fire, Beta Club, and Chill Choir. Our goal is to be a child psychologist and the lowest life stage fuller. Joanne Potan, junior maid. Next junior maid is Tammy Tourier. Her parents are DJ and Judy Tourier. She's escorted tonight by...
Do we have Miss Tammy Tourier?
Tammy's hobbies include singing, dancing, reading, and shopping. She's a member of the Beta Club. Her activities are cheerleading, aerobics, dancing, singing, and acting.
Miss Tammy Tourier, escorted by her father.
Tammy Tourier, 11th grade maid. The last maid now from the junior class is Brinton Williams.
This will be the last maid from the junior class.
Her mother is Mrs. Bernice Williams. Her escort tonight is Mr. James Butler. Brinton's hobbies include going shopping, socializing with friends, listening to radio, dancing, and singing. She's a member of the Polish Club and an active member of the Louisiana Research Program. Her goal is to become a successful business administrator. Brinton Williams is the last of the junior maid.
Braden Williams.
Now presenting the senior class representative of Louisville tonight's homecoming.
Here we have the senior maids. That's Miss Tina Burris, along with her father, Mr. Randy Burris, good friend of ours and one of our sponsors tonight. Mr. Randy Burris with First State Bank, along with his lovely daughter, Miss Tina Burris.
The friends to attend LSU after graduation. Next senior maid is Andrea Joan Martin. Affairs Commissioner Jean Martin, and was escorted tonight by her father. Her hobbies include dancing.
So we have beautiful Miss Andrea Martin, senior maid, another one of our cheerleaders, as was Tina Burris, escorted by her father, Mr. Eugene Martin.
She's a cheerleader and active in several local theater projects. She plans to attend LSU career in dancing or design. Joanne Martin, 12th grade maid. Next, Stacey McKenzie, senior maid and parent of Clarence Virginia McKenzie. Stacey is escorted tonight by her father, Jimmy. Her hobbies include dancing, shopping, aerobics, and shooting. She's working as a volunteer for teaching.
We have Miss Stacey McKenzie, senior maid, escorted by her father, Mr. McKenzie.
She's a member of the DH Home Council Board. She plans to attend college and major in the field of psychology. Stacey McKenzie, 12th grade grade. Next to today is Jennifer Lynette Stevens. Her parents are Mr. and Mrs. Clark and Jackson. The third is escorted tonight by...
So we have Miss Jennifer Stevens.
Her hobbies include dancing, swimming, aerobic exercise, and green writing. She's president of the COE Club, Theater Club, Chaplain, National Honor Society, secretary of FCLA, New Signal, 4-H, and Arena 5 Dinner, as the president. She plans to go to Cedric and making political science. Jennifer
Stevens, escorted by her father.
Next is the girl, Maria Taylor, as a senior maid. Her mother is Dorothy T. Grable, a member of our faculty. She's escorted tonight by Mr. Jerry Brooks, stepfather. Her hobbies include dancing, coffee in the farm, roller skating, and swimming. She's a member of the Beta Club, Weekly Fund, and Expression of Authority. She's a captain of the dance team, manager of the girls' basketball team, and statistician for girls' basketball, which is for high school. Her goal is to pass that hand, and need to do everything I do. Janelle Maria Taylor, homecoming maid.
Miss Janelle Taylor, escorted by her stepfather.
And the sixth of our senior maids, Lisa Michelle Williams. Her parents, her mother is Mrs. Bernice Williams, who was escorted tonight by Mr. Hamlet Butler. Lisa's hobbies include dancing, swimming, walking in the farm, and shopping. She's a member of the 4-H Club and the Dennis League. Her goal is to attend college and to obtain a successful career in business. Lisa Michelle Williams, maid of the senior class in the
Michelle Williams,
of 1985.
escorted by Mr. Beckman.
And now, as you may take their places in the march of triumph, so to speak, we're now ready for the actual ceremonies of crowning the Queen.
Okay, they'll choose the Queen right now out of the senior maids.
1985 is former Queen Christy Piro, 1984 Queen. Christy, come forward.
Here we have the former Queen from last year, Miss Christy Piro.
And now, we present the Queen of Homecoming, 1985.
We'll have the Queen of Homecoming, 1985. Miss Stacey McKenzie, the Queen. Miss Stacey McKenzie, right there, the Queen of 1985 Homecoming, Baker High School. They actually don't know who the winner will be until tonight. And you can see the surprise on her face whenever they announce that Stacey McKenzie was the Queen. She acts like she's still in shock. A beautiful young lady, Miss Stacey McKenzie, Queen of the 1985 Baker High School Homecoming, to be crowned by last year's Queen, Miss Christy Piro.
Please accept this gift, flowers, and this crown in honor of your night, Queen Stacy McKenzie, Queen of Homecoming, 1985. The Queen and her court and escort will be presented at the dance after the homecoming football game in the boys' gym. This dance is support sponsored by the Delta Booster Club. We should thank all of those who participated in the homecoming festivities at halftime, the band, the flag corps, and of course the...
There we have Mayor Pete Heine with his back to the camera here to officially recognize the new 1985 Queen, Miss Stacy McKenzie, with a bouquet of roses, and probably we'll see him give her a kiss. He says, the mayor says this is one of his most enjoyable feats every year of being the mayor, is to get an opportunity to congratulate these beautiful girls and always give them a kiss from the mayor, City of Baker, along with a presentation of roses. There we go. Mayor Pete Heine kissed the 1985 Queen, Miss Stacy McKenzie.
Compliments that go to the hair and makeup that was given to the court.
There we have the Queen, Miss Stacy McKenzie. Folks, we'll be back in a few moments after a break to hear from our sponsors. The cheerleaders just led the Buffaloes back out on the field, Sid, to start the second half of play here at Wedge Sky Stadium. You have a few statistics of the first half?
Yeah, Greg, first half statistics. Baker had 9 first downs, Belaire had 5. Baker had 60 yards, 13. Belaire 39. Yards passing, it was Baker 115 yards, Belaire 38. Total offense for the first half, Baker 175 yards, Belaire 77. Number of passes attempted by Baker were 9, completed 5. Belaire attempted 8 passes, completed 4. Neither team had any interceptions. Baker punted twice for a 26-yard average. Belaire punted 3 times for a 36.7-yard average. Baker fumbled twice and recovered both their fumbles. Belaire fumbled once and recovered their own fumble. Yardage lost on penalties. Baker lost 30 yards on penalties. Belaire lost 37. The scoring, there was no scoring in the first half. The first quarter of play. In the second quarter, Baker scored, and that's how first half ended. Point after was good, and Baker was ahead 7-0 first half. There's a kickoff.
And Jackson will take it on the 15-yard line. Gets to the 25. Gets to the 30. 21. Gets to the 30. Trying to drop down at the 44-yard line. Line number 14, William Jackson, Baker.
Got a decent run back that time, Sid. Going to have a good field position. Start play near the 45-yard line. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the assistant director, Mr. Jed Dayrees, for sweeping up the press box and everything ahead of time.
Big 15-yard penalty against Baker. That gives Belaire a tremendous field position. Gives them a 1st and 10 at Baker 40-yard line.
First play on scrimmage in the second half of tonight's game.
Well, a reception on the play and a little slipping down over there, too. What happened on the first play that brought the...
We had a personal foul penalty. It was a 30-yard return, and then, of course, we had a personal foul penalty that brought the ball down to our 40-yard line. Gave it Belaire.
There's a lesson to be learned in that, and I hope those guys learn it, that you gain nothing by some of those antics that's pulled after the play is over with, and sometimes it can hurt your team drastically. In this case, it could put the beautiful defense.
Good defense. That's number 90, Big Turk there, along with 54. It's going to be Barry Causey. Terry Moore, Barry Causey. That was the second time tonight that those two have teamed up to throw the quarterback
In this
ball
instance,
runner
a
for a loss.
15-yard penalty virtually moved the Belaire team from their side of the 50-yard line down into the territory on our side. So these guys need to play hard-nosed football. They need to be aggressive, but some of those calls, they need to be careful that they keep their heads straight. Beautiful.
Good play. Good play. That's number 77, Matt Young.
Big Matt Young. Have up here in the press box with us a guest again this week, Mr. Sonny Birdie, one of the city councilmen in Baker, who keeps us straight in the press box and keeps us straight on the city council all the time too, see?
I understand that. Sonny, we thank you. We thank you for your efforts with, along with Duke and all of y'all out there. That was a fine job y'all did, and really presenting that thing with the Buffalo and all. And McDonald's came through like a champ. Of course, I'd like to get you in a few minutes here when we have time to tell them about the rifle, the shotgun that we obtained from Steinberg's, and we're still going to be giving that thing away.
Mr. Sonny Birdie, my man. Stand up, son.
Well, defense came through again for Baker on that last series and turned the ball back over to the offense. Of course, we have it down on our own 10-yard line. This will be Baker's first possession of the second half. Sampson carried the ball up the middle. Looks like he may have picked up about a yard. But he's up second down and 9.
You know, for the benefit of the folks, if this is the first time they've got to see Tony Sampson run this year, if there's a few people out there like that, you're not seeing the talents of Tony Sampson out there tonight. And, of course, it's attributed to the field conditions, Sid. And he is a great broken field runner, and he can spring any second. Not saying that he can't tonight, but footing's real bad out there, and that's tough on a runner like Tony Sampson. Alfred Hudson.
Alfred Hudson got some good yardage that time. Well, he picked up about 5-6 yards.
Said we're here with 8 minutes and 45 seconds left in the third quarter of play, and Baker only has 7 points on the board. Again, a lot of that's attributed to the field conditions and the conditions tonight, but they're going to have to get some more points on the board to secure this ball game. 'Cause anything can happen in conditions like this, and you wouldn't want to see Belaire come up here and spring on it. There's a pass.
Oh. Thrown a little bit behind Thomas that time. Thomas lost his footing, too, trying to cut back for the ball. Brings up a 4th down for Baker, puts him in a punting situation.
John back for the apparent punt. Robert Sexton.
It's a big break for Belaire that time.
Doggone, there was a fumble on the play, and it looks like that Belaire's going to take over the ball with good field position inside the Baker 15-yard line. That's what we was talking about a while ago, said that 7 points ain't enough. We were just saying a few minutes ago, anything can happen with the field conditions like they are.
I think Greg Leslie just was something that I missed up here. Of course, I don't know. It looked to me like they might have tried a fake punt. The ball looked like it was snapped to number 32, Dino Nettles. It may have been, you know, it just wound up in Dino's hands, but it looked like it might have been snapped to Nettles.
I actually missed the play that time. I was talking to the director over here, but Belaire winds up, however, with good field position. Near the 15-yard line now with 2nd down and about 7 yards to go for first.
Well, this is really going to test our defense. You know, we tested theirs right off the bat on our first drive, and they were able to bow their backs up and hold us. I hope we can do the same thing here.
Yeah, because putting the ball in the end zone right now can give these folks some momentum that we don't need to let them have right now.
Good play, good defense.
Defensive coverage.
Whole host of Buffaloes in on the tackle that time. Led by number 77, Matt Young. We'll bring up a 3rd down.
He only gained about a half a yard that time, so it appears.
Looks like it's going to be 3rd and 6. Ball on the 10-yard line.
Have men split both sides. 2 offensive backs. Touchdown. Touchdown, Belaire. It looked like a designed rollout play, but I believe he had intentions of keeping that football the whole time, Sid. He found him in the alley and scooted right on into the end zone. The defensive cornerback and the defensive safeties was deep in the end zone with the possible receivers back there and linebackers. Maybe that was supposed to maintain that coverage. They sent like 4 people out at that time, so all of our defensive backs were back. That's what we were talking about a while ago. It's when you only have a 7-point lead, the gap can be closed real quick, and there's evidence of it right there. The point after conversion is bobbled by the holder.
Well, Baker still got the lead in the game, 7-6.
All right, 7-6 with 6:51 left in the 3rd quarter. We're going to take a break for a commercial message. Be back in just a moment. Here we are, folks, back in Wedge Guy Stadium for the kickoff, where Belaire will be kicking off the football after their 6-point score now. The score is Baker 7, Belaire 6. And 6 minutes and 51 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Doggone, we didn't need that. See, it just gives these guys some new life, and they're right back in the ball game, and we're virtually right where we started. Baker does maintain a 1-point margin, but with field conditions like they are, that's definitely not enough.
We definitely need to get the ball downfield and put some more points on the board. Pretty good return by Hudson. Wonder what Glen Oaks is doing.
I think a lot of folks out there is anxious to know.
Yeah, a little bit. After 30.
I tell you, after last week's game, you called Denham Springs Glen Oaks so many times. I expect to see Joe Plannis write up a game between Glen Oaks and Baker the next morning. There's a
Flag on the play.
Tony Sampson.
I got to Tony Sampson on the end around, however. Flag on the play.
I'm really appreciated by these fellas up here, you know. I kind of feel like Rodney Dangerfield. I don't get no respect.
He lost him. Oh.
We actually lost yardage on the carry, but there is a penalty on the play, so it's 10-yard penalty. Holding against Baker. Going to bring up a 1st and 20.
Into the ball game is Al Cummins, number 24 for Baker. Coming out is number 21, Craig Beeman.
No, it was on the penalty. So it wasn't.
Al Cummins.
Good job by Cummings. Good job.
He got about 8 yards of the 10-yard penalty back. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 12 yards to go for Baker, it appears.
Pick up about 9 yards.
Another good job.
2nd down and 12.
Ladies and gentlemen, the mystery voice you hear in the background that is one of the cheerleaders for Baker is Mr. Bert Carson. He gets so excited he forgets we have these microphones on, and he just gets
Look at
carried away.
Cummings. Run. Good run.
Fumble on the play. I think the ground. He hit the ground before he fumbled. Sid. Of course, like last week, the ground can't cause a fumble, so he'll be down on about the 41-yard line.
Going to bring up a 3rd down. Short yardage.
When that ball squirted out, there was about 17 Belaire Bengals on top of the football, and they're not allowed but 11 on the football team. But they had so many people on the ball, I thought some of them came off the bench at the time.
Well, that was a tremendous personal effort there on Cummings' part. That was hard.
That's 2 plays in a row Al Cummins ran and got some substantial yardage both times. We started this thing at 1st down and 20 instead of 1st down and 10, and now it's 3rd down and 2, so he's gained 18 yards in 2 carries. The pitch out to Alfred Hudson.
Flag on the play.
However, if there are any defenses there, no gain on the play. Penalty against Baker. The Belaire has the option.
This penalty might be refused, Sid, since it will be 4th down. I don't know. There was virtually no gain, if any, just very little. No, it's a big penalty, so they're going to take it. It's a 15-yarder. Had it been a 5-yard penalty, they probably would have declined it. But a 15-yard penalty against the Baker Buffalo sets the ball back now with 3rd down and about 17 yards. So all of that gain that we made in 2 carries of 18 yards has been altered because of a 15-yard penalty. Ladies and gentlemen, we still get some comments from the peanut gallery. Chris Moot. Fumble the football. Football. We have a loose football on the field, and it's a scramble for it. See, and I don't know yet who's got it. Looks like Belaire's got the football. Again, there's another break for Belaire. See what we was talking about a while ago, giving them a little momentum. Just a couple of mistakes. Leaving the football on the ground by Baker has got Belaire virtually back in this football game.
Well, Greg, we've got 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, and the entire 3rd quarter has been played on Baker end of the field. We have not We have not crossed the 50-yard line yet.
Here in the third quarter of play, folks, Belaire's just recovered a fumble of Baker, and they're going to take over 1st and 10 at the Baker 29-yard line. There's a little pitch out. Halfback pass. Up for grabs.
Intercepted by Cedric Triplett, number 43.
Flag on the play, possibly clipping. There's 2 flags out there, Sid. We had 2 officials that caught some infraction down here. It's probably on the interception return was probably going to be a clipping penalty. Let's see.
Greg, these penalties just keep working us in a hole.
It sure does. It keeps us set back near our goal line, which is not healthy. Not with field conditions like they are. It looks like they're going to walk off 15 big ones again, Sid. It was inside the 30-yard line, so it won't be 30. It won't be 15-yard penalty, but half the distance to the goal. Half the distance to the goal sets Baker back in another deficit situation down on their own 13-yard line. And of course, it'll be 1st and 10 with 3 minutes and 44 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Have another visitor up here in the booth with us, Mr. Councilman Duke Welsh. Duke, y'all did a good job down there. Excuse me just a minute.
There's Dino Nettles on a big play.
Dino Nettles.
Dino may go all the way. He may go all the way.
There he goes.
No flags. No flags.
Beautiful run. Beautiful. Number 32, Dino Nettles.
Woo! I mean.
Boy, that was a beautiful run by the big fullback, number 32, Dino Nettles of Baker. I want to tell you, see, they had two or three defenders that had an opportunity to catch him, and that big man just outrun every one of them. One man made a last effort down there, but virtually lost the race to number 32, Dino Nettles.
Dino, I think, felt that he could make it. He just put on and reached down and gutted it out as much as he could, and he got it.
He was using every ounce of energy he had that time, but he did a beautiful job. That's how you get out of the hole, when you sit back inside your 15-yard line. Like a big running back like Dino.
Kicks good.
And we have it, folks, with 3 minutes and 28 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Baker leads 14-6. We'll be back in a moment after a word from our sponsors. Folks, back in the third quarter at Wedge Kai Stadium with a score of 14-6 in favor of the Bengal Buffaloes with 3 minutes and 28 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Back to kick off for the Bengal Buffaloes is number 4, Therian Duncan. He'll be kicking tonight because Jimmy Hubbard's out on an injured list. Up here with me now and sitting in Sid's chair is Councilman Duke Welsh. Duke, you enjoyed the first half so far?
Greg, very much so. Very much so.
I want to tell you something. Here we go. The ball rolled back to the 2-yard line. Good defensive coverage. Well, they had 4 men on that man that time, and he managed to get through the line of 4 defenders and get the ball back out to about the 21-yard line.
Greg, it appeared that they had pretty good coverage on that kick, but the guy just slipped through there.
I'm telling you, with 4 defenders in front of 1 runner and no blockers in front of him, that was a good job on the part of that runner. Duke, it's not hard to remember when you was dressed in one of these uniforms out here, and it seems like it was yesterday, but if you ever stand in there close to the sidelines, I'm sure you wouldn't want to be out there tonight, not the kind of shape you and I getting in right now.
No, I guarantee you not, Greg, but I tell you what, it puts a cold chill down my spine every time I come out here to this field and watch these Buffaloes battle.
You're still part of it, aren't you? I feel the same way. I played here in 1963 and 64, and that's some of the most fondest memories that I have is wearing the red-black uniform out there, and I can remember after I grew up a little bit coming out here watching you play football. And now it's a pleasure to be able to serve with you on the city council, Duke. And you're a very good, capable councilman, and I enjoy working with you. And I think we have a good council as a whole. I want to take a second and congratulate you and Sonny Birdie and some other folks in the community for putting the effort forward for the Save the Buffy program and the ceremonies that we witnessed at halftime down here. And just tell you that this whole community appreciates that. We have a play from scrimmage here. Little handoff. Well, we're getting some breakaway runs here tonight, and a lot of it's got to do with field condition, Duke, where you get those defenders sometimes try to make a swift turn or something to catch up, and it's just hard to get your speed up on a field like that. But again, I want to get back to the halftime ceremonies. Tell us a little bit what happened down there. We had the cameras on you trying to commentate what was going on, but...
Greg, what happened at halftime was, I guess, a dream come true for all of us who's been working on this thing, and it's something that everyone's been involved in, not just the people who associated with the corporation who put in so many tireless hours, Councilman Sonny Birdie, Miss Beth Babin, Richard and Pat Causey, just so many people that worked with us, but, you know, none of that could be possible without the backing of the community and the students and the faculty of Baker High School. And, of course, just the administration of the city, Mayor Heine proclaiming it Save Buffy Week, and Governor Edwin Edwards doing the same thing. Of course, last week we also talked to Senator Mike Cross, who was up here with y'all, and had a chance. Mike had donated our raffle drawing for last week. So everybody, it's just been a whole community effort, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. I want to thank you for those kind words that you said about me. I tell you, you know, I feel like on the council that we all work as a team, just like this football team does, and we all contribute, and I'm just glad to be associated with it.
Well, I want to tell you what, Duke, y'all did a beautiful job on that. You got a check down there from McDonald's. I think what they said, $5,700.
About $5,700. And that's
you've got some other monies that was raised in the community besides that.
Sure do, Greg. We've got raised about $1,300. We've had some pledges too. We've gotten money not only from the community. We've had people from Clinton, from Prairieville, just everywhere sending us money, and the media attention on this thing is such a good human interest story that everyone's just picked up on it.
I want to tell you what, probably the proudest guy in this whole thing is Buffy himself, because he's going to get to eat at least for another year or two. I guarantee you. Thanks to the efforts you guys have.
McDonald's has seen to that, and we want to thank them so much. You know, they've given us $2,500 to buy Buffy, $2,000 to buy his trailer, and $1,200 to feed him for this year. So,
you know, McDonald's is a typical business in Baker that we've had in Baker for years. All of our businesses have supported this community, this school, very well in years past, and we're proud to have McDonald's as a part of this community, and they just fell right in step with the kind of businesses that we've had in this community for a long time. Tonight, Sonic Drive-In furnished all the food we have up in the press box at no charge, and that's just the kind of businesses that we have.
Craig, you know, that's what makes this community so special. Just the businesses, the citizens, everybody cares. Everybody gets involved.
Back to the field of play. It was almost a pickoff that time by Shrederick Triplett, number 43. It was a pass intended for number 21 at Belaire, but, man, it was in and out of the hands of Triplett that time, almost
Greg, you go back to those field conditions again. It's so wet out there, and that thing's just like a greased pig trying to catch it. It's hard to hang on to. So,
Duke, I want to thank you for all the efforts that y'all made towards Save the Buffy, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to continue a few more minutes of announcing here and turn my mic over to Sid and let you and Sid share a few comments.
Oh, well, thank you.
I'd like to remind you that the second half is brought to you by the Getting Football Store, Main Street, Frederick.
See, it appears that we've got a timeout on the field now.
Yeah, Duke, I had a chance to step outside the booth here while you and Greg were talking, and it seems like the field has really gotten a lot worse here in the second half as far as the footing and so forth goes. And
you know, with it being wet like that, as you progress through a game, it just continues to deteriorate. That footing out there is just, at this point in time, is very treacherous. Sid, while we got a second, I want to take this personal opportunity to thank you for all that you've done to help us with Buffy. you were so instrumental in helping us get Mr. Richard Lipsey to donate from Stanberg's to donate a shotgun for us. And I tell you, we just appreciate that so much. Seeing I know you've been with us every step of the way, and I just really want to thank you so much for your efforts.
Duke, I really thank you for those comments, and it means a lot to me. But I really didn't do anything in regards to what you and the rest of your committee did. Y'all did a tremendous job with Save the Buffy, and y'all are the ones that really should be commended, because without y'all getting the thing rolling and all, and starting the ball rolling and really getting the attention that this thing deserved, it would have never come about. And I, for one, as a citizen of Baker and an ex-Baker graduate, I just, you know, I'm really just tickled to death that it worked out the way it did. And,
well, I appreciate that. You know, this whole thing got started as an effort from the student body here. Mark Babin, who is the son of our Secretary of Treasury, Miss Beth Babin, was instrumental in getting this whole thing started. Mark just was elected as president of the senior class, so we're all real proud of Mark.
Yeah, well, I know Beth and Lane are very proud of him, and rightly so.
But Mark had talked to Mr. Epperson and got this ball going and got Beth involved. And I'm going to tell you what, with that group of people, with Councilman Sonny Verdi and those folks, I believe we could have raised enough money to buy the state capitol if we'd wanted to.
Well, I think so. Well, clock's counting down with the 2 seconds, 1 second. That's the end of the third quarter with the score Baker 14, Belaire 6. And with this, we're going to take a short commercial break. And Duke, we want to thank you for being up here with us. We
Thank you very much, Sid. I really enjoyed it. Thank you all so.
Back at Wedge County Stadium with the score Baker 14, Belaire 6, starting the fourth quarter of play right now.
Well, you know what they say, Greg, fourth quarter belongs to the Buffaloes.
There you go. The second down and 6 yards to go for Baker starting the fourth quarter. There's a handoff. Craig Beeman.
Gets to the 31-yard line.
Well, a gain of about maybe 3 or 4 yards on the play that time will bring up, I think, third down and 3. Alfred Hudson's in the game for Baker, and Craig Beeman's coming out.
That's funny.
Yeah, folks, we're here to entertain you tonight.
Flag on the play.
Alfred Hudson.
Hudson's making it.
Alfred Hudson still on his feet.
Well, we got a flag now.
Boy, that was a good effort on the part of Alfred Hudson on 2 or 3 different occasions. They had an opportunity to stop him, saying he just kept breaking loose. And it's a flag on the play, and it appears it's going to be against Baker. They're going to bring the football back. Doggone, you hate to see something like that. And I'll tell you what, Baker's had some drastic penalties called against them tonight in some key situations. I guess that's why when Dino Nettles breaks for the long touchdown run, we can hear you hollering, no flags, no flags. You just almost expect to see one when they do something good, don't you?
Well, Coach Stewart's having a discussion with the referee that threw the flag on the sideline.
Coach Stewart having a discussion down there with the official and with his ball players on the sideline. He's frustrated, and when you see an effort by a kid like you just seen there, and he gets called back for naught, it'll frustrate anybody. Here we have the Baker Buffalo huddle, folks. It must have been a 5-yard penalty. I think it was illegal procedure that time. So it'll be the same down, 3rd down and 8 this time. There's Al Cummings carrying. There's another flag on the play. Doggone it. Well, he got the 1st down yardage that time, Sid, but there's another flag on the play.
Yeah, it's that same official that threw this one.
You can see Coach Stewart getting upset on the sideline again. Coach Stewart. It's the same official that threw the flag a while ago, and again, that's just that's frustrating. Frustrating to a coach, and it's frustrating to the players that's out there putting the effort forward. Again, that backs up the Buffaloes deep in their own territory, Sid, where we spent the night so far. We've been camped out. We could have pitched a tent back inside the 20-yard line. Alfred Hudson carried that time.
And now goes to Hudson. Hudson gets to the 21-yard line. 4th down.
Well, there was a decent gain on the play that time, Sid, but there was so much yardage to go for a first. It's 4th and 10 now, so Buffaloes have to be back in punt formation, and back to punt for the Buffaloes is number 41, Alton Gajan. Good snap and a good kick. Beautiful pursuit by the Baker defense. Excellent coverage on the punt play that time.
Well, they give Belaire fair coverage on the 48-yard line.
There we have the Baker High School cheerleaders. The little cheerleader mascot standing there with the Baker Buffaloes is Miss Katie Wells. Katie Wells, the son of Mr. and Ms. Robert Wells. I think that's last year cheerleaders see it because of the homecoming tonight. Most of the cheerleaders was in homecoming court. We had Miss Katie Wells there, the little cheerleader mascot. She goes to Bakerfield Elementary School. But I said, when we was talking about little Katie Wells, the mascot, I think I might have said that the son of Mr. and Ms. Robert Wells. I meant the daughter.
I figured that.
I know her mother would be very upset. About what I said, since her mother is my sister. She
didn't
won't
say
follow her words about what she has to say to me.
See, I didn't say nothing when you said that, but if I said Glen Oaks, you'd have said something.
Yeah, I'd just get right on top of it. Here we go, folks.
There's a handoff right there. Good gain on the play.
Sort of like a fullback draw that time, Sid.
Who was?
We got 8 minutes and 48 seconds left to go in the ball game now. And Belaire has possession of the football, and it looks like they just gained a 1st down with 1st and 10. Again on the Baker end of the football field, down around the Baker 37-yard line. 1st and 10 for Belaire. The game is not put away yet, Sid, with 8 minutes and 40-something seconds in the ball game. Baker only leads by 8 points, 14-6. We have a bunch of folks going out for a pass. Well,
That time Matt Young did a good job for Baker in stopping that play.
a little scuffle going on the line of scrimmage there.
And Terry Moore.
Somebody got to go there.
The football field is an awful mess out there with the heavy rains that we had prior to the game and just in the first quarter. But it's like that for both parts of on both sides of the line of scrimmage. So I guess you just have to cope with it. Consider the situation. The shovel pass again to number 20. Nobody's in his way.
He's got open field.
Fumble. Baker recovered a fumble.
Baker, that's a big break for Baker.
Well, boy, after that gain on that little shovel pass, he got clear open field, and he went down there.
That's certainly a big break for Baker.
The defensive quarterback and safety was back to cover the receivers again, and on that little shovel pass, he breaks free for a good gain, and then he was hit by number 28, Danny Allen, where he coughed up the football, see it, and
Shovel pass to the 4.
give Baker the break, even though they're still deep in the hole down there. At least they have possession of the football right now. We have Coach Stewart, Coach Langlois on the sideline.
We definitely try to work that ball out of that hole.
Flag on the
No
play.
flag on the play.
Gentlemen on the ground, I will a flag on the plate.
Appears it's against the Buffaloes, see it, so they're going to walk it off half the distance to the goal line. Boy, the Buffaloes, as usual tonight, is in the hole again. They're down deep in their own territory, but it could have been a touchdown saving play down there a while ago when that tackle was made and that ball was coughed up.
We haven't had good position the whole second half, but we've created that ourselves with a lot of these penalties. We've dug our hole a little deeper with the number of penalties we've got. It's pretty deep, Bert. I tell you what, I bet they don't have to put up with these kind of guys on ESPN, huh?
No, I think we might have to let the director go. We're going to have a meeting this week.
If we were really,
Mr. Ray Beavis.
we're going to have a meeting with Mr. Beavis and see if we can't put Bert in a van at the Group W lot.
Live and in color on the Group W lot. Well, handoff, Dino Nettles. Dino popping out of there for a gain of about 3 or 4 yards. It's still not going to be enough. Appears it's going to be 4th down now. Well, 3rd down. Third down and 3 yards to go for the Buffaloes. They can still work their way out of this hole.
Next time out,
It's going to be 4th down for Baker. They didn't get enough for the 1st down, Sid, so they're going to be in punt formation. Alton Gajon going in to kick the football.
Well, this is going to be a very important series of downs for Baker. They're having to turn the ball back over to Belaire with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the ball
appears
game.
that Belaire's going to send the whole student body in there on the punter this time.
Good punt by Gajon. Going down to number 21.
It was a good catch and a good return by number 21 for Belaire that time, Robert Jackson.
Tackled by number 79, Chip Morgan. Well, we got a few minutes here, Greg. I want to mention our sponsors once again. We'd like to thank Sonic Drive-In of Baker for providing the food at halftime up in the press box. Mr. Ken Robinson, manager. First State Bank in Baker, Mr. Tom Gay and Mr. Randy Burris. Billy Ann's Flowers and Gifts, Miss Billy Ann Riddle. Nelson and East Ford and Zachary, Mr. Jim East owner, Bob Durr, manager. Hand off to fullback. Also, Ms. Miller Terrell Buick in Baton Rouge, Mr. Jim Terrell, owner. Capital Union Bank, Mr. Rudy Gomez, and Steinberg Sports Center in Baton Rouge, owner Mr. Richard Lipsy. I want to thank all of our sponsors.
I want to mention a few people here. Said our good friend of yours, the principal of Baker High School, Mr. Jerry Epperson. Assistant principals, Mr. Richie Bullock and Mr. Alan Spears. And we have a timeout on the field right now, timeout for Belaire.
That's Mr. Jimmy Hubbard on the sideline. As we mentioned earlier, Jimmy was hurt in last week's game.
Number 51, Jimmy Hubbard.
Bruised shin, badly bruised shin.
I want to thank Group W for bringing this ball game to the folks in Baker. And again, we want to thank and honor the administration of this school that we talk about every week, Sid, but I don't think you can say enough for the type of program that they put together at this school and maintain. And this is the largest school in East Baton Rouge Parish. These guys have a tremendous job in front of them every day, and they do a terrific job, Mr. Jerry Epperson and his staff of folks here. And we seen Mr. Epperson out there at halftime and with the Save the Buffet award that they received. And Jerry, we want to say to you that we really appreciate the job you and your folks do and commend you for what you do.
Well, they do a fine job, all of them.
Pitch out, number 20. Tackle made by number 28, Danny Allen. After a long gain, though, Sid, he...
Looks like this one may go down to the wire, Greg.
Folks, we have 4 minutes and 25 seconds left to go in the ball game. Belaire has possession of the football inside the Baker 20-yard line near the 19-yard line with 1st and 10 to go. Baker leads by a score of 14-6.
It's going to be all sides Belaire.
Now a little offensive movement on the right side of the line, offsides against Belaire. Said, whoops, coach, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Sorry, it's still going to cost him 5 yards.
Well, and 1st and 15 is better for Baker than 1st and 10. Coach Joe Mook on the sideline exhorting his defense to rise to the occasion.
And I want to tell you what they've been known to, Sid. 1st and 15, we might expect to see it ball in the air some, but we've had it picked off a couple of times tonight, or we picked it off a couple of times. They're running
Number
the football.
20 gets outside. It's good.
Who is that, Ronnie? It's Garner.
That's Garner, number 2.
Knocked out of bounds by number 28, Danny Allen.
Who's that player, Ron?
Ryan Warner, down to the 17-yard line.
At the 17, at the game of 7.
It's going to be 2nd and 8 now, Sid. Gain of about 7 yards on the play that time.
Well, he got the penalty yardage back +2. Brings up 2nd down. We definitely need to shut them down here with 3 minutes and 40
They're
seconds
running
left
the
in the
football
game.
from scrimmage. They're getting 4 and 5 and 8 yards a carry.
Hand off. There he is.
Into the end zone.
Get a touchdown.
Unmolested into the end zone. Standing up.
Hand off.
Had a little handoff. Misdirectional play that time, Sid, that left that man wide open. Ball with 3 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in the game. The Belaire Bengals have closed the gap now, 14-12. Baker all night long has had some opportunities, but for the biggest part of the time they've been in the hole. They've been on their own end of the field, but a 2-point conversion here could tie this ball game up.
Well, Belaire's calling a timeout. I'm sure they want to discuss it with their coach. I think the only question is if they're going to run or throw the ball. I'm sure they came here to win just like Baker's here to win. And
across the way over there, see, you see the ambulance? We're going to see the ambulance over across the way in just a second. That is the ambulance of the Baker Volunteer Fire Department under the direction of Chief Goose Carroll. And there's some of the firemen sitting on the ambulance, and they've made every football game in Baker since the beginning of time. These guys are dedicated to the community and do a terrific job. That's just one of their units, Sid. And your department works very close with them, and I'm sure they've been an asset to your people as well as your people have been an asset to them.
They certainly have, Greg, and the people of Baker, citizens of Baker, can certainly be proud of those units and the men that operate them.
Here we have our cameraman with us over here. Goo, what do you think about the ball game? You think Baker's going to manage to put it away here pretty quick or what?
It's pretty close.
I'm going to tell you what, with 2 points, they're finna go for a 2-point conversion. You think or what?
I think so.
Here we have comments from cameraman Mr. Goo Allen. Here we have it, folks. Belaire's lining up to go for a 2-point play. A 2-point play to virtually tie this football game. Baker's going to bow their back right now. There's a pass play call. Pass play into the end zone. No good.
All right.
No good. Well, we have it with 3 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. The 2-point conversion failed by Belaire. The score, Baker 14, Belaire 12. We'll be back in a few moments after this message from our sponsors. Here we are back for the kickoff. 3 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Baker leading 14-12. Belaire just scored a touchdown and attempted a 2-point conversion, which failed on a pass play into the end zone. Sid, maybe you shouldn't say this, but I think I can say it if I want to. This is not very representative of a good, wholesome football game because of the field condition. Now, we've talked about it all night, but I don't think that you've seen the greatest part of Baker High School football out here tonight. But under the conditions, they've maintained their composure and done a good job, the Buffaloes have. Tony Sampson.
Sampson brings it out to the 35-yard line. Greg, I think you're absolutely right. I think the field conditions have played somewhat of a factor in this ball game. It has come down to an exciting finish here. Regardless, I think that not only have the field conditions played a part in this second half, but I think the penalties on our part has also contributed to us being kept in a hole most all night. In fact, I'm not sure that we've crossed the 50-yard line in the second half yet.
I think a key factor here, Sid, with 3 minutes and 26 seconds left to go in the game, is Baker to maintain control of that football, keep their hands on it, gain a couple of first downs. And it looks like that Belaire's defense is bowing their backs, and they're going to try to prevent that. But Baker needs to maintain control of the football on this drive right here to try to run some time off that clock with just a 2-point lead.
Well, with 3 minutes left in this ball game, we certainly don't want to turn the ball back over to Belaire, but I don't think we can afford to be too conservative either.
Have Ty Thomas out to the right side. Alfred Hudson takes a little pitch out, and then he loses some yardage on the play that time. Folks, if you're not seeing as much of the football game as you was used to seeing in the first 3 quarters, it's because we've changed cameramen, and we're training a rookie here tonight, Mr. Jed Dayrees, but he's learning fast, and we think a lot of it.
The outside linebacker still.
Off the 3 on the play, we turn down the 11.
No, we're just kidding old Jed over there. He's assistant director tonight, and he's one of the men that's made this program possible. Worked real hard, and probably one of the better technicians on the crew. He's taught Bert a lot. Chris Mook keeps the ball around right in. Here we have our director, Mr. Bert Carson, wants to make a comment or two.
Well, you know, Greg, even though you throw a lot of physical abuse at us and everything, still on behalf of Group W, I'd like to thank you and Sid both for commentating this game and all of the Baker games this year. We really appreciate it.
Well, it's been a delight to be able to be part of this program, Bert. And again, we want to thank you guys for the effort that you put forward on behalf of all of the people in this community. We say thanks to you and Group W. It was a high snap, but he got the kick away. Looks like we're going to get a little field position for Baker for a change. The ball will fall dead on the Belaire 26-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 with 1 minute and 15 seconds left to go in the ball game. Belaire will take over the football.
Well, it's all going to boil down to defense now, Greg. There's 1 minute and 15 seconds left in this ball game. Belaire has the ball just outside their 25-yard line, on about the 26-yard line, and it's all up to Baker's defense at this point.
Well, they got a long way to go, Sid, 74 yards, and we hadn't seen either one of the teams really take advantage of momentum yet. There hadn't been a real heavy cloud of momentum on the shoulders of either team. So
the crowd's really exhorting on Baker's defense now, and
there's a play-action pass. The quarterback falls, but he maintains his composure. He held himself up with his hand. He almost went down, but he was not down because his knees didn't touch the ground, and he held himself up with his hand, which is a good effort on the part of that quarterback.
Brings up 2nd and 10. The clock's still rolling with 55 seconds left in the ball game.
It's going to be more like 2nd and 11 or 2nd and 12 now. He lost about a yard or two on that play. Same play, it appears. The pass.
All right.
Quarterback's in trouble. Beautiful defense on the part of the Baker Buffaloes. Fox running with 37 seconds left to go in the ball game. The defense has risen to the occasion. He's going back to pass, but he's not being able to get a chance to sit or to get that pass off, and that's attributed to that defensive rush that we have up on that line. They're doing a terrific job. The crowd is rising to the occasion out here, making a lot of racket calling on that defensive ball club right now.
Good job again by Baker. 7, 6, 5.
Clock's running down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen,
that's the ball
game. The Baker Buffaloes are victorious with a score of 14-12 over the Belaire Bengals. The Baker Buffaloes leave here tonight with a mark of 4-0 in district play, tonight being a district ball game and our homecoming. The Baker Buffaloes can be proud of themselves for performing tonight the way they did under the field conditions that they performed.